In a video posted on Trisha's channel on December 21st of 2021, she states that it was acceptable to have her wedding during the middle of a because she had testing on site. But even follows up that statement by saying that there was still a risk of it spreading.
She preaches about being safe and then had a wedding with 200 people. Well, actually, we did require proof of vaccination or a negative test. We had testing on site. So yes, we definitely were safe, and we are happy to report that nobody got sick from the wedding. And again, thank you, God. I say that as thanks. I give thanks and gratitude for that, because you just never know. You can do all the testings and you can have everyone tested and it could still go wrong.
And even acknowledge the risk back in this video posted in December of 2020, where her and Moses say that they won't be having a wedding until the is over because they don't want to put their guests at risk. Even confessing that they know tests aren't always accurate, so using them to attend big events isn't good enough.
I don't know how people are getting married during. That'd be awful. I definitely need to make sure that it's over.
You don't want your wedding to be responsible for somebody getting sick.
Oh my God.
It's crazy that people even have parties. Like,
I know. It's so stupid. Because tests are not accurate. You don't always show symptoms. Like, it takes a couple days for it to show up.
She's even referenced in the past on Frenemies how testing still requires those who have had it to wear masks, calling people idiots for not complying with this.
Also, just a PSA, people, like Nikita Dragon showed her test. Cool. Glad you did that. You're also supposed to keep your masks on and be socially distanced after you get the test. Like, that's the whole thing with essential filming. First of all, you're not essentially filming. You're at a party, and there are limits to that. But if you were essentially filming, you still have to keep your masks on and social distance, and everyone's masks were off. Like, what?
Yet as you can see here at her own wedding, there's a crowd full of idiots not wearing their masks either. On top of that, she not only had one wedding during the middle of the pandemic, she's had two. And she plans on having more. She plans on traveling out of the country for her third wedding. Yet here she is criticizing someone else in the past for traveling from country to country during the
We took a private jet. Yeah. So it was just us. Okay.
That's not the point. You're spreading by going from LA, which is a high case, to another country that doesn't get tested as much with the COVID. It's like you're spread. It doesn't matter if you're on a private jet. You're still around people in the resort.
And even after calling that influencer out on traveling during the pandemic, Trisha shares with her mom that she's planning to do the same for her wedding, even before the vaccine was a possibility. As always, it appears different rules exist for her.
In Israel? Yeah. I can't find it right now, but they looked so much like. Oh yeah, like these. That's where they do it. Oh, here, this one's. Isn't that so cool?
Oh, beautiful.
It's like an old city.
Wait till there's a vaccine.
I guess, yeah. I mean, hopefully that's sooner rather than later. Oh, there it is. It's like a castle, like a palace.
Oh, that's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Those are nice pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. But hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later that people can.
The wedding or the food?
All of it.
At one point, in November of 2020, she even referred to Ethan and Gila as being overly paranoid about because they were making her take tests to appear on Frenemies, stating that she didn't believe she'd ever be exposed to it due to her small social circle.
When I got a test because we came back from Moses' birthday trip, and Ethan and Ela for Frenemies, they're like really like, they're a little like too paranoid about testing because like I don't have symptoms. I'm not really around anybody. I'm always in a mask. I'm always washing my hands. Like, but it's fine. I respect it.
However, no more than a month later in December, it turned out she had been exposed when her mother caught shortly after she made that statement.
Because December, that happened the day the Christmas Eve thing happened, where I was getting my blood work, or yeah, it was my blood, or no, I think I was going to the thyroid doctor to tell me to go to an ears and throat. This is this whole thing because the ears and throat doctor was January. Was the same day I had to drag my mom down to a hospital because she had really horrible symptoms where she was like collapsed on the floor. This was Christmas Eve.
She confirms here that her mother caught in December of 2020, a month after calling Ethan and Gila overly paranoid, but seems to switch the date in which her mother caught it.
I was really shocked. We found out, well, my brother, so we got engaged on December 18th. Like, mom is really sick. I'm really worried about her. She's like, oh no. So we didn't know she was just like really sick. So we didn't want to see her just in case she got tested on Sunday or Saturday, maybe that Saturday, and found out Sunday. So 2 days after I got engaged that she had COVID. I was like, oh,
And even after she found out that she had been exposed to it, she admits that she purposefully hid this information from Ethan. Although Ethan reacts sympathetically and tells her that he doesn't mind that she didn't tell him, he still had the right to know before she exposed him to it. Especially since this isn't the first time that she put him at risk.
2 days later, she tests positive for.
Oh.
I was always negative. My sister.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, well, I knew you were like weird about it, so I didn't want to say anything. But at the same time, like this was during our break, and we got tested. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just didn't want you to like freak out because I get it. You know, whatever. It's like fuck. So we.
You drove with her in the car? Scary.
Yeah.
That's so scary. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah. Well, I know you knew someone else that had. I know you guys, and I rightfully so. But like I said, if we didn't come back to filming till like the 6th of January, so it's like she had already tested negative a bunch of times. Like we didn't see her at all. Like for Christmas, we didn't see her. We didn't see my sister. We were supposed to see my sister on Christmas. Didn't see her.
Here she had claimed that she believed that she had when she first met Ethan, which he was unaware of. Yet even thinking she had, she still showed up to do his podcast.
Oh,
I think I had when I did crack.
You did a crack binge?
Yeah, it was December of 2019, so I think I was one of the first. Because honestly, like I lost my taste for like 2 months. But it could have been the crack.
Could have been the crack. It could have been. I mean, who really knows?
Is that a new game? Is it crack or is it?
I'll play that game. We have a category for that. Is this Trisha on crack or you ain't Colin?
Yeah, you saw me after I did my crack binge when I did the Bachelorette, the first episode where I was like announcing it. I was on a crack binge.
I didn't know that.
She goes on and on about how woke she is, but all this footage that we've shown proves otherwise.
Vlogsquad, stop going to parties with people over 100 people and not wearing fucking masks, you dumb bitches.
That's another thing.
You guys are 30 now. You're not cool and hot, young and hip.
There's
Sorry.
so many parties going on.
So many parties.
There was one at David Dobrik's house.
That's the one I'm talking about.
What the
and
fuck,
then David
dude?
hiding from it. David is just more problematic than all of them combined. They're all idiots. Then they went to a roast after where there was fucking like audience and shit. And it's like, yeah, they could say, oh, we all got tested. That test doesn't count if you go and party before. Like,
no, exactly.
They're so stupid.
I have to say, you're pretty woke about. I like that a lot.
I'm so woke about because I was like, okay, one, I see my parents. My parents are like in their 60s, so I'm very like that. Well, in general, also I don't see people in general, but also when I did like 4 OnlyFans collabs, and we'd always do the test before because one of the girls was pregnant, and so we did like test before. And there was one girl in particular who was like a young TikToker, and she's like, yeah, babe, like I got the test, but then I saw her like the night before going to a freaking party, and I'm sorry if it showed my age. I called that bitch out. I'm like, bitch, you went to a party. She goes, oh, I got tested. I was like, negative.
Doesn't work like that.
You were at a party last night. Like, how are these? But these people are like actually vapid and stupid.
And if it wasn't enough proof to some, here she is blatantly admitting that she doesn't actually care about the spreading of and only went on the crusade to stay relevant.
Funny, even during like shit, you were like, you drove by Saddle Ranch, you were like, home of the douchebags, Bryce Hall, Tana Mojo, and I was like, I shouldn't. No, but I swear to God, in my head, I was like, maybe I shouldn't be there every day during a pandemic.
No, okay.
No, I swear to God, like I genuinely like appreciate your realness, and I think that's so much better than fake influencer bullshit.
I feel like though that kind of stuff, because people do like, I realize like some people do take offense to it. I was like, oh my God, like, but the thing is, it's like when you're like old, when you get old like me or like Wendy Williams, you have to talk about young people because that's what's like relevant, right? Like 100%. I couldn't give a fuck who's at Saddle Ranch, but it's like, okay, this is what everyone's talking about. Like, let's talk about it.